Welcome to EPG Pathshala. This is Dr. Ankush Ambardar from Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Today, I'll be taking up a module from Tourism and Hospitality, Front Office Operations and Management, and the model is Front Office Accounting, Basics of Hotel Accounting. In this chapter, we'll be learning various aspects related to accountancy, such as front office accounting, accounts, folios, vouchers, point of sales, ledgers, accounting systems, visitors tabular ledger, guest weekly bill, and understand important forms and formats used in accounting. Basics of hotel accounting. A front office accounting system is a set of procedures used to prepare, maintain, monitor, record the transactions of guests and groups and other non-guests using the hotel facilities and services. The front office ability to collect outstanding balances depends upon the usage and performance of the accounting system followed by hotels. An effective accounting system consists of performed during various stages of guest cycle. At the pre-arrival stage, a guest accounting system gathers data related to reservations, guarantee, and any advance deposits. At the time of guest arrival, the accounting system looks for room rates assigned and the taxes, discounts applicable at the registration. During the occupancy stage, the transaction of the guest are tracked and posted to the folios. Lastly, at the departure stage, guest accounting system ensures payment for facilities and services availed by the guest. Moreover, the financial transaction of city guests or non-guest accounts may also be proceeded as per the parameters of front office accounting. It helps in promoting local business. The non-guest accounts also include accounts of former guests who did not settle their respective bills, whereas the responsibility of collecting non-guest accounts shifts from front office cashier to accounting division. A front office system generally creates and maintains an accounting record for each guest and non-guest account, track and record financial transactions throughout the guest cycle, and ensuring control over cash and non-cash transactions. Front office accounting, when it comes to accounts, an account is a system of accumulating and summarizing financial data on a form or a sheet of computerized system. It contains and stores the various business transactions held during various stages of guest stay in the hotel. Front of accounts are record-keeping devices to store information about guest and non-guest financial transactions. An account is written form resembles letter T and is called a T account, with charges on one side, which means the debit part, and the payment on the other side, which means the credit part of the account. In present times, the growing use of automation in front office has diminished the use of T accounts. On the left-hand side of the T charges are posted, which shows increase in the account balance, and the payments are posted on the right-hand side, denoting decreases in the account balance. The account balance is calculated by subtracting right side total from the left side total of the T account. Front office documents typical journal form in non-automated or semi-automated record-keeping system. A journal contains following information: description of charges, that is the debit part, payment, that is the credit part, and the balances, if any. In fully automated system, charges and payments may be listed in a single column. The minus and the plus signs will indicate the decrease or increase in the account. Front office has to maintain and take care of two types of accounts. Number one, guest account. It is the record of financial transactions between hotel and in-house guests. Such accounts are created at the time of guest guaranteed reservation or at the registration of the guest in the hotel. During the stay, the front office looks for any transactions held by guests and posts the same in guest folio. The payments of the accounts is generally taken at the checkout stage of the guest. But in some cases, a guest may be requested to make partial or full payment during any time of guest cycle. It may be seen when a guest crosses house limit set by the hotel for every individual guest. The other type of account is non-guest account. In order to promote local business and corporate business, hotel might extend charge privilege to such guests, groups, and for non-guest accounts may be created. Non-guest accounts may be formed even for those guests who do not settle their accounts completely, hence changing their status from guest to non-guest. The non-guest accounts are generally billed monthly by the hotel accounting section. The other part of accounting is folios. A folio is a statement of all transactions affecting the balance of each individual account. It lists the debits and the credits of your charges. For example, room charge, phone calls, minibar, laundry services, room service, valet, florist shop, spa, etc. The invoice in hotel is no different than an invoice for any other goods or services. It is simply proof of how much a guest have paid. It is generally opened at the time of reservation or once the guest registers with the hotel at check-in. At settlement, the guest folio is to be returned to zero balance by any mode of payment. The process of recording transactions on folio are termed as postings. Now, types of folios. First type of folio is guest folio. It is an account assigned to a single hotel guest. All transactions between the hotel and the guest are recorded into the guest folio. Other is master folio. It is an account assigned to more than one guest or guest rooms, usually for groups, that is travel agents or company. The other is non-guest or semi-folio. It is a hotel folio that contains records of a walk-in guest or non-guest business or agencies with charge privileges. Non-guests also include persons utilizing facilities like spa, health club, pool, etc. The other is employee folio. It is an account assigned to hotel employees with charge privilege. All transactions between the hotel and the employee are being saved into this folio. Types of postings. There are two types of transactions that are posted to the guest account. They are debit and credit entries. Most importantly, the debit items include room charges, restaurant charges, coffee shop charges, bar charges, telephone charges, laundry used for hotel facilities, etc. Example, health club, business center, and transportation. Credit entries include prepayments, payment for part of the bill during stay, payment for final settlement, amendments to the bill. Next part is voucher. These are documents that have details of transactions made by guests from various points of sales in hotels like room service, restaurant, etc. The voucher is sent to front office for posting in the guest folio and record keeping. Vouchers act as a supporting document of the transactions happen between the hotel and the guest. A voucher also acts as a proof that a transaction has taken place in the hotel. Charge vouchers, correction vouchers, allowance vouchers, transfer vouchers, and paid out vouchers are examples of vouchers made at front office. Most automated systems require only few vouchers, as the terminals interfaced with property management system are capable of electronically transmitting transactions information directly to electronic folios. First, charge voucher. The guest receives goods and services from the hotel but does not pay for them immediately, known as deferred payment transaction. Wherever the transaction occurs, same has to be communicated to front office for posting in folio, and the same is recorded on a charge voucher duly signed by the guest. The charge voucher is also called as an account receivable voucher. Next is correction vouchers. It is an error found in a guest folio. An account correction transaction corrects the same. It has to be carefully done on the same date of the business day. An account correction can either increase or decrease an account balance. Example, if a charge is wrongly posted as higher than the actual rate, it can be corrected on the same day after entering the details of correction in a correction voucher. Next is allowance voucher. An allowance voucher requires management approval. They are generally of two types. One type of allowance is a compensation given to a guest for poor service or dissatisfaction related to goods or services, etc. The other type of allowance is a correction to a posting error on an existing account after the close of business. The allowances given must be documented with the use of an allowance voucher. Another is transfer voucher. A transfer voucher is used when the account balance or account entry is transferred or shifted from one folio to another folio. An account transfer may also occur when a guest checks out by paying through credit mode. The guest's outstanding account balance is transferred from a guest account to a non-guest account through the use of a transfer voucher. Next is paid out vouchers or visitors paid out. A guest may sometimes request services which are not available in hotels. In such cases, the hotel will arrange those services from outside the organization. The staff will arrange and pay for these services and notify reception or cashier of the charges to be added to the guest folio. It is cash paid out by the hotel on behalf of the guest. Petty payments like taxi fare, cinema tickets purchased from outside hotel, postage extra are made by the front desk. A visitor's paid out voucher is issued on guest name and his signature is collected and the amount is debited in the guest's folio. Next important part in front of accounting is point of sales. The term point of sale denotes the location at which guest purchases goods or services in hotel property. Any section of a hotel collecting revenue for its goods and services is considered as point of sale. The responsibility of front office is to ensure that all charge purchases at these points are posted to proper guest folios. Guest-operated device like minibar, in-room vending are even considered as point of sale, and the transaction held is posted in folio, and in case of fully automated system, the charges gets directly posted to the individual folio of the guest. The automated system helps in reducing the time and may be more accurate to post the services with minimum errors. The hotel offers various goods and services at different locations in the hotel and require proper posting and documentation of sales transactions. Point of sale must provide some basic information when posting in a charge through a remote terminal or submitting a voucher or transaction number. The amount charged, room number, name of the point of sale like room service, health club, etc. Description of charge like beer, massage, etc. The signature of the guest and the employee's identity submitting the charge. Posting through an automated terminal only requires a guest signature on the voucher or sales slip in case of any dispute regarding the transaction posted. Next important part in accounting is ledgers. A ledger is a book in which the account summary of both resident and non-resident guests are entered. The front office ledger is a collection of front office account folios. They are the part of accounts receivable ledger. An account receivable ledger represents money owed to the hotel. Moreover, this ledger aids in preparing the profit and loss account and balance sheet of a hotel. Front office accounting system separates accounts receivable ledger in two groups, the guest ledger and the non-guest ledger. When it comes to a guest ledger is a type of ledger that has the accounts of all the guests staying in a hotel or guests who have sent advance deposit. All financial transactions made by a guest are recorded onto guest folio open at the time of registration to assist tracking guest account balances. This ledger is also known as translin or room ledger. Guests who make appropriate credit arrangements at registration may be extended privilege to charge purchase to their individual account folios. Guests may also pay against their outstanding balance at any time during occupancy. Guest financial transactions are recorded in guest ledger accounts to track guest account balances. Some of the accounts of the resident guests may be settled by their company, travel agency, or airline company. Next is city ledger. The city ledger is also known as the non-guest ledger, and it is the collection of non-guest accounts. If a guest account is not settled by the guest in full at checkout, the guest folio balance is transferred from the guest ledger to the city ledger in the accounting division for collection post-departure of the guest. City ledger could also include accounts held by local business people using hotel facilities and services for entertainment or business meetings. Guests who walk out of the hotel without settling the outstanding balance, guests who have sent prepayments to the guarantee their booking but have not arrived or checked in, even a skipper's outstanding balance is transferred to city ledger with the hope that the amount may come through. Another important part is accounting system. The formats of guest and non-guest account folios may be different depending upon the front office record keeping system. The process of guest accounting is operated either manually, that is non-automated, in which in this operating system, all the phases involved in accounting process are carried out by the staff. Guest folio in a manual system contain a series of columns for listing individual debit and credit entries accumulated during occupancy. At the end of business day, each column is totaled and the ending balance is carried forward as the opening folio balance of the following day. The entire system is prone to emissions and computation errors. Another drawback is handling and rehandling of numbers date. This type of system is useful for small hotels only where the workload is not much. Another system is mechanical system or semi-automated system. This system is used by hotels which are medium-sized or large but yet don't have automatic machines like computers. Usually, they use a combination of office machines, clerical equipment, and manpower to operate these systems. Guest transactions are printed frequently on a machine, posted folio. The information recorded for each transaction includes the date, department or reference number, amount of the transaction, and new balance of the account. The folio's outstanding balance is the amount the guest owes to the hotel or the amount the hotel owes the guest in the event of credit balance at settlement. If the posting is done by mechanical equipment, it does not retain individual folio balances. This means that each account's previous balance must be re-entered each time an account posting is made to the folio. And next is through computers, that is fully automated system. In this system, comprises of computers and other electronic devices located at every point of sale and interfaced with the main cashier at the front desk. All tasks done manually is easily done by automatic machines, whether it's posting, auditing, correction of errors, etc. The machines are fast and practically no possibility of late charges. Necessary steps such as sorting of vouchers, identification, posting code, and reference code posting are automatically carried out. Since computers are machines operated by humans, it is obvious that the accuracy will depend upon the software developed and the efficiency of the staff operating. Next important part in accounting is visitor's tabular ledger, that is VTL. A visitor's tabular ledger is in a loose sheet form. One VTL is prepared for all the guests for one day. That means all guest names, room numbers, etc. staying in the hotel are entered in one visitor's tabular ledger. In case all the names cannot be entered in one visitor tabular ledger, then one more sheet can be added for the same day. From visitor tabular ledger, hotel can know the total room sale, food sale, breakfast sale, etc. for one day. The total sale shown by the VTL is the total daily sale of the hotel. At the end of the day, the VTL is sent to accounts department. Account department then finds out weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly sale. This sale can be compared with the last year's sale or with the budgeted sale. VTL has also debit side and credit sides. Instead of having left side as debit and right side as credit, the VTL's upper portion is debit side and the lower portion is credit side. All the debit vouchers are posted in the debit side of the visitor's tabular ledger in the respective columns. The credit vouchers are entered on the credit side of the ledger. All allowances, discounts, cash deposits, credit balance carried forward are entered in the credit side of the visitor's tabular ledger. Discount and allowance offered must be duly authorized, otherwise cashier will be responsible to pay. Next important part is guest weekly bill. Guest weekly bill is prepared for each guest and is presented on checkout for settlement. It is called a weekly bill as for 1 week, one bill is prepared. There is no hard and fast rule that a bill has to be prepared for 1 week. In case majority of guests in a hotel stay for 3 days, then one may adopt a 3-day bill. If a guest stays beyond 3 days, then another bill is attached. The guest weekly bill is opened immediately on check-in by the receptionist. The copy of this guest registration card is stapled with the weekly bill folio. The cashier can refer to guest's signature on guest registration card and compare his/her signature with the voucher. If signature tallies, then the cashier debits the voucher to guest's account. Otherwise, he/she may send the bill back to the outlet with the remark that the signature does not tally. All the weekly bills are placed numerically in the vertical file, and it helps in taking out a particular bill instantly. The vouchers, after posting in the guest weekly bill, should be kept in the bills rack. A guest weekly bill generally contains details such as email, room number, name of the guest, nationality of the guest, designation of the guest, office address, emails, telephone number, permanent addresses, date and time of arrival, date and time of departure, type of room, the number of packs it had, the rate allotted, room allotted, plan, billing instructions like credit card, the credit card number, the expiry date of credit card, and the person who had taken the booking. It even contains details of debit and credit, the allowances incurred in the guest account, the ledger details, the transfer voucher details, and the balance, if any. While to summarize the whole unit, during the stay, guest is offered various facilities and services like room, food and beverage, health club, telephone, etc. For each of these services, the payment is expected either at the time of service rendered or on or after the departure time. In order to present the final bill with all vouchers duly debited, a proper record of all the vouchers is recorded in the guest's folio and in guest ledgers. The front office ability to collect outstanding balances depends upon the usage and performance of the accounting system followed by the hotel. An effective accounting system consists of performed during various stages of guest cycle. At the pre-arrival stage, a guest accounting system gathers data related to reservation guarantee and any advance deposits. At the time of guest arrival, the accounting system looks for room rates assigned and the taxes or discounts applicable at the registration. During the occupancy stage, the transactions of the guest are tracked and posted to the folios. Lastly, at the departure stage, guest accounting system ensures payment for facilities and services availed by the guest. Thank you for watching EPG Pathshala. This was Dr. Ankush Ambardar from Kurukshetra University.